All right, let's just jump right in. We're going to kick things off with what is truly the foundation for taking control of your life. It's the very first habit, being proactive. And this is so much more than just like taking initiative. It's a complete shift in how you see the world.
So, let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like your life is just one big chain reaction? The morning traffic dictates your mood for the next hour, then a comment from your boss sends you spiraling, or even the weather completely changes your outlook. It's like one thing just triggers the next, and you're kind of just along for the ride.
Well, if any of that sounds familiar, I promise you, you are not alone. There's actually a name for this whole feeling, this state of being. It's called being reactive. And honestly, it's a super common way to go through life.
And that brings us perfectly to our first section here, which we're calling the reactivity trap. And that's exactly what it is. It's this cycle that is so easy to fall into, but feels so much harder to climb back out of.
Yeah, this really breaks it down. When you're in that reactive mode, your mood is completely at the mercy of whatever's happening around you. If things are going great, you feel great. But if someone cuts you off in traffic, bam, the whole day feels ruined. There's this tendency to blame everything external, which makes you feel like a passenger in your own life, just getting knocked around by whatever comes your way.
But here's the really good news. There is a powerful, powerful way out of this trap. So let's move on and see how this all builds with Section 2, the freedom to choose.
This quote right here, this is the whole game. Whatever happens to you, that's the stimulus. How you decide to act, that's your response. And in that tiny little pause, that space between those two things, that's where all your power is. It's that moment you realize you don't have to get angry, you don't have to be frustrated, you have the freedom to choose. And this freedom, this simple act of choosing, that is the heart of proactivity. It's a really simple but deep definition. It's about taking responsibility for your own life, not by trying to control everything out there, but by focusing all your energy on the things you actually can control.
So here's the key takeaway. Proactivity isn't some complicated personality trait you either have or you don't. No, it's a realization. It's a light bulb moment when you truly grasp that you, and nobody else, are the one in charge of your actions and your reactions. The second you get that, everything starts to change.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we make it practical? Well, this next section gives us a fantastic mental model to play with. Let's talk about your two circles.
Okay, so just picture two circles in your mind. The big, outer one, that's your circle of concern. It's filled with everything you care or worry about. The economy, politics, what other people think of you, the weather, all of it. Now inside that is a smaller, more powerful circle. That's your circle of influence. This one contains everything you can actually do something about. Your attitude, the skills you decide to learn, your daily choices. Now here's what happens. When you pour all your time and energy into that big circle of concern, complaining, worrying, blaming, you're focusing on stuff you just can't change. And the result? You end up feeling powerless. And the irony is, your actual ability to make a difference, your circle of influence, it actually gets smaller. But, and this is the exciting part, when you consciously shift your focus to your circle of influence, something really cool happens. When you work on your attitude, your skills, your health, you start seeing real results. You build confidence, you become more capable, and your circle of influence literally starts to expand. It grows bigger.
All right, so let's see how this actually shows up in our day-to-day lives. This is where the rubber really meets the road. Section 4, language is a mindset.
This is such a critical idea. The words you use every day, they don't just passively describe how you feel. They actively reinforce and even create your reality. In fact, your language is a total giveaway for whether you're living in that powerless circle of concern or that powerful circle of influence.
I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day. On one side, you have reactive language. I can't, he makes me, I have to do this. It's language that gives all the power away. But proactive language takes it right back. Instead of I can't, a proactive person says, let's look at our options. Instead of I have to, it becomes the incredibly powerful phrase, I choose to. That simple switch from if only to I will changes your entire approach to life.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually start? That brings us to our final section here, your first proactive step.
This is your starter kit. It's super simple, and you can do it today. First, just practice creating that little bit of space. Pause before you respond to something. Then, in that pause, ask yourself that magic question. What can I actually control right now? Just try to switch your language once today, from I have to go to the gym to I choose to go to the gym.
And finally, set one tiny goal that is 100% in your control, like deciding to read for 10 minutes.
And so that's what we'll leave you with. This isn't about some massive overnight life change. It's about recognizing your power in the smallest moments. So think about it. What is one small thing, something completely inside your circle of influence, that you will choose to do today?